anybody have a baby this morning? You kind of look like you could have a baby. You look a little round. She still looks a little round. She looks very round. I know Moonshine's gonna have one because she's got a bag on her the size of Texas. But I think she might be the only one in here still going to lamb. Which is a kind of disappointing group. There's no reason these older ones shouldn't have lambed. Except for you, Tansy. I don't think you're gonna have any more babies. Good morning, guys. I have finally gotten over my head cold. But apparently my body is just like rebelling against me. Because on Monday, I ended up with a stomach bug. And I am still trying to get over that. I am not doing well. I'm still just doing the bare minimum. I don't get very far from the house or from the shop. And I am just still not getting near done what I need to get done. But yesterday, my husband brought home another feeder for the chickens, which is what I've been waiting for. I need to split my my meat and layer chickens that I got at Easter. I've lost 2 of them because they are getting too big for where they're at, and I need to split them. So this is a project I've been trying to do for the last week. I just haven't got that far because I've been waiting on a feeder, and I haven't been able to make it to town to get a feeder because I didn't have enough to go around. So now that I have one, I can start splitting stuff off. So today the project is to get the quail into their outside pen. Then I have to take their bucket out back, dump it in the burn pit, bring it back, clean it out, dry it out, bring it back in here, rebed it, and then I'm going to move my black chicks into that because they're still little enough that they'll be okay in that for a bit. Not very much longer, but a bit longer. And then apparently they're a little slower grower than the breasts or the olive eggers. Those suckers are growing fast. So, and then I'm going to take the olive eggers and split them up from the breasts. So I will have one in the black bucket and one in the metal bucket. And that will give them both enough room. I think they've got like 2 more weeks where they still need to stay under heat. And then they should be able to 2 or 3 more weeks, and then they can go out into the chicken coop, which gives me 2 or 3 more weeks to figure out a door for the chicken coop, because that is what I am trying to, that's all I need to do. I mean, my husband says there's other little things we need to do. Yes, little things, but the door is like a big thing. That has to be, that's a huge necessity. It's having a door. So we need to figure that out soon. And then just tie up some little things, and then the chickens can go out into their coop. Now the other issue, and it's not an issue right now, but eventually, maybe not this year, but eventually, if I choose to keep them separated. And if I want to keep my breasts purebred, so to speak, and not have them mixed with the olive eggers, and I do decide to incubate eggs or sell eggs, or I probably not, that's not something I really ever want to get into. This is just for me, but I would probably need to build another coop so that I can have the meat birds in one coop and the egg layers in another coop. And then I'm probably going to need a third coop because I don't want my black chickens, the Tamani, in with any of them. Those I definitely want separate because those I probably will try to sell. We'll see. I'm not looking to get into the chicken business. I have enough going on with the sheep business. Chicken business is not, no, it's not my thing. Anyway, so yeah, I'm potentially could have up to 3 coops. I will be happy if I can get the one going this year. But yes, for today, the plan is, because I think that's all I'm going to be up for, get the quail out to their pen, and I'm not going to try to set up the 4-tier pen, just the big one that I got. Since there's only 6 of them, I'm not worried about separating stuff out. That will come later once I get some incubated or buy some more or whatever I decide to do with the quail. For now, it's just get these out to their pen, separate off my layers and my meat chickens, and hopefully keep standing. That's the goal for today. Yesterday, I think I made it down to the barn long enough to feed. And I don't remember Tuesday. Okay, we got all 6 in their new home. Feeder is full, water is full. And the band I had around the boy fell off. I know it's one of these 2 brown ones, 3 brown ones. And they have been laying eggs for about 2 weeks, but I have not been collecting them. I've just been pitching them because I haven't been feeling good enough to deal with them. So now that they are out here, I will probably start collecting them. And I did buy a quail incubator that is specifically made for quail eggs. And I will probably start incubating some of those eggs here in the next couple weeks and see what we come up with. Everything out here is going to seed really bad because we don't have quite enough sheep out on the grass. I'm pretty sure the eagles only have 1 baby this year. And we're gonna have to let the flock out here or we're gonna have no feed. We just need more sheep out on this grass. The 30 some head that we have is not enough to keep this mowed down before it goes to seed. And once it goes to seed, they won't eat it. So I don't know that they're going to eat this as it is, but maybe. So what I think we're going to do this weekend, Saturday, the plan is to get the last 25-ish head of February lambs and their moms out of the barn and with the other January, February ewes, and then let all of them out here and then bring them in at night into the barnyard. I'm hoping that way because then I can let them out when I get down here in the morning, which will be after dawn when the sun is already up and the eagles are done hunting, hopefully. It's warm enough that there are fish. The carp are coming to the top of the water, I think. We're supposed to get into the 80s this next week. I don't think they're going to go after my sheep. We'll keep a very, very close eye on stuff. But I've got to get stuff out here, and they're just not, they're close to being able to be weaned, but they're not quite there yet. And even if I do wean them, I don't have a place to put them because I've already gone through all of my pasture because I've had them out there. So, and what little pasture I do have left needs to be for the March and April lambs that are still in the barn that need out of the barn. And I'm almost out of hay. So I'm trying to make everything work as best I can and keep everything alive. And I just wish they would have moved these eagles when we brought it to their attention, but not my call. So we're doing the best we can with what we've got, and we'll just keep an eye on stuff. We'll bring the flock in at night, lock them in at night, and just, even if I have to be out here babysitting them and watching them. Last year, we didn't lose any lambs to the eagles, so I'm hoping that it's not going to be an issue. And these guys are, they're big. So I'm thinking it won't be an issue, but I still, hell, it makes me nervous. But I've got to get the flock out here on this grass. So that is the plan for this weekend, at least for Saturday. And I've got to have my husband's help because I am not up for it on my own. That has really been the stalling point for the last couple weeks, as we've both been so sick that we just haven't got to it, but we have to do it this weekend. Looks a lot better without all the trees up there. It'll make fencing a lot easier too. So now we'll just have to get the pile out of here eventually. All right, we've got all the breasts moved over and in their own pen. All of the olive eggers are in their own pen. And all of my black birds are in their own pen. So everybody should be happy for the time being. And the guard cat is on duty. Now that is a project I have been wanting to get done for a while, and I'm glad I was able to get it done this morning. Keep hoping one of those ewes is going to pop out a lamb, but not so much. Today is the 22nd, so we've got 3 more days of lambing. They should finish the 25th. I will give them 3 extra days after that because I like to give that 3-day lag time before and after lambing. So they could go up to the 28th, but I really do think that Moonshine is the only one left in there to lamb. I will do a bag check maybe this afternoon if I have the energy for it. Otherwise, it'll probably be Saturday when I have some extra help. Maybe tomorrow. My daughter has tomorrow off, but I know she's got a full day of stuff that she needs to get done. So I hate to bug her on her one day off. And we'll just see how far I get. I hate to say that took a lot out of me, but man, I hate being a weenie. So let's go get some fluids and see what the afternoon brings us. You two. No eggs from you two yet. What's up with that? We had to put their food and water up because they were filling it full of dirt. I should get them out onto pasture, but that thing's so dang heavy, it's really hard to move. Probably could pull the tarp off or at least move it back some, now that the wind isn't so horrid. But yeah, we still have no eggs from these two. Hi. Hello, babies. Hello. Oh, I'm so glad I was so careful with this haystack. Oh, well, Mama's been hiding you for a while. Yes, hello. Oh, you're adorable. Hi. Hi. Yeah. Oh, you're adorable. Looks like Chunk did have babies in here. Hi. I think there's just the 3. Okay, hopefully Mama will come move them now that I pulled. I don't really want to move any more of this. Oh, hi, baby. Oh, I know. I'm so sorry. Hi. I know. Oh, hello. You guys are like so calm for never being touched before. Hi. Okay. No, let's stay here. There you go. Okay. I know chicken math is real, and I have realized that I started with 2 chickens, and somehow, some way, I have almost 30 chickens. I would have 30 chickens, but I lost 3. So I think I have like 28 or something. So I'm not really sure how that happened, because I really don't even like chickens. I prefer my quail, and I do plan to get more of them. But I've always said that sheep math is my kind of math, because sheep you can throw out on pasture, and my husband can never tell how many we have. And rams technically don't count because they don't reproduce, even though without the rams the ewes couldn't reproduce, but that's totally beside the point. So I'm trying to, when I headed for lunch, I spent some time trying to figure out what I needed to keep this year as replacements, because I am going to end up having to dump all of my 2017 and 2018 ewes and keep a few replacements. I think I'm only keeping 3 ewes, or 3 lambs, 3 ewe lambs from the Who's Your Daddy group, and those are, maybe it was 4. I'll have to double check. 5? I know Selena is 1, and I know Whitney is 1, and Megadeth is 1, because those 3 milking lines are good milking lines and I want to keep them. I know Bambi is 1 and Palm is 1, because again, those milking lines are lines I want to keep, even though their lambs are Who's Your Daddies. Maybe it was just those 5. Oh, but Palm's not a Who's Your Daddy. She has Simon babies, so she doesn't count. But Bambi, her daughter, is a Who's Your Daddy. So I've been kind of trying to play around with what I have to keep. Like this ewe here that has the very, very flashy lamb. I was looking at her pedigree and her genetics, I don't really even remember why I kept her. I think it was because she was one of the last that I still had, and I just kept her to fill my numbers, because her breeding really isn't that great. So I may end up selling this mom and keeping this lamb, because it is a sturgeon baby. It is flashy, which we all know I like. And sturgeon line is a very, very good milking line. And so I can cross her with like a Simon or with Elvis, and increase that Asaf. Either Lucane, whatever, or the Asaf. I always say it wrong. And up that milking aspect of that as well. So I'm playing around with stuff in my head. I know I need to cut down on numbers. Me by myself, I can't do it all by myself. And I'm too much of a control freak to hire somebody to help me. My husband keeps saying that, oh, well, we can hire the neighbor kid to come help you. I know myself. Even my daughter, I love her to death. But when she comes and feeds, I am very critical, because if she doesn't do it exactly the way I want it done, I get very cranky. And it's not that she's doing anything wrong. She's feeding exactly what needs to be fed. She's just not doing it the way I prefer it done. And that's nothing on her. And she's not doing it wrong. It's just not the way I do it. And therefore, I have control issues when it comes to my sheep. So I just know that something has to give. Had the rams not broke out, had I not forgotten I had rams out with the flock, lambing would not have been an issue. But having to lamb out the 138, I think, whatever it was, that I ended up lambing out, it was too much for me by myself. And so I need to keep it around that 60 number, just for my own sanity. So I think 3 groups of 60, 3 times a year breeding at 60 apiece. That's where I need to keep my numbers. So what is that? 3 times 6 is 180. So I need to keep my ewes around 180 and then the rams. So I'd still have my 200 head of sheep. But yeah, so I need to do some soul searching. I really need to get everybody out of the barn. I was going to let these two out today, but I decided to leave them in for one more day and send them out tomorrow. They'll go in with this other group. They'll go in with these guys, and then I may even need to move this because I don't know that there's going to be enough headspace to add 2 more ewes into here, which is kind of why I waited. There might be, but I don't know.